Okay, our next friend is Ava. Ava Simon. Ooh. At first I thought it said Adventures in Unicorns, and I was like, ooh, but I bet Unicode is just as exciting as unicorns, and Ava's going to let us know if that's the case.
Hello everyone, I'm Ava Simon. I'm a developer at Overdrive, and I think I changed the title of my talk since I submitted it because we're going to Unicode hell. So the Unicode consortium standardizes text encoding. More specifically, this is how they describe themselves, but that's not really important. They write specs, a lot of specs, and I have no affiliation with them, but I do love reading technical specifications. So here are some stories as I've read the many, many specs. So to begin with, what's the name of this tofu character? Well, it's supposed to be there. This is presentation form for vertical left white lenticular bracket, if it was there. No problem, because this character, well, this should be presentation form for vertical right white lenticular bracket. Yeah, so the folks at Unicode made a mistake, made a typo when they were defining this, and their policies say that they can't fix their typo. So for all eternity, on every operating system that supports Unicode, which is everything, there's the character, this is typoed, and I feel bad. They've let this through so rarely, but we can laugh at it. So taking a detour, this is the letter O. Perfectly normal. This is actually a Cyrillic O, though, because Unicode standardizes international languages. And the language we want to talk about here is Early Slavic. So for Early Slavic, you need more than just the normal Cyrillic alphabet. You need some other glyphs, such as this, the monocular O. This is used in words that have the root for eye, like eyes on your face, but only when it's singular. When it's dual, when you're referring to two eyes, you need the binocular O. Or the double monocular O, the proposal doesn't actually specify the difference between these. But my favorite Unicode character is also from this proposal, from the same block. This is the multiocular O. So this shows up in one document in the phrase many-eyed seraphim. Seraphs like the biblical angel. I don't know the biblical stuff. I am a programmer. Here is the fragment. This is one document. This is how it shows up in the proposal. But this is standardized in Unicode, and I love that. There are more people who have sponsored this character in Unicode's Adopt a Character program than there are documents, original sources we have that contain that. But if we look a bit closer at a nicer scan, you might notice a problem. You may have spotted it. There are not enough eyes. And I seem to have a font issue here, but Unicode did actually fix this. 15 years later, they updated their guidance, so they now recommend the proper multiocular O with 10 eyes like you can see here. The issue is they don't actually specify how it's supposed to look. So most fonts, like the one that is apparently being used here, have not updated. I could only find 3, and they're all made by the same guy. So if you maintain a font, please go update your font to have the proper 10-eyed multiocular eye. That's my call to action here. But we've got one more story. Because if people know Unicode for one thing, they know it for emoji. Unicode standardizes one emoji. They say, we're going to have a trombone emoji coming soon. But they don't specify the design. They give this much guidance about the design, but in the scheme of emoji, that's not a lot. So taking a detour for a moment, on a traffic light, the light's like red, yellow, green. But if it's a horizontal traffic light, is it red, yellow, green, or green, yellow, red? Well, programmers aren't the only people with detailed documents, so let's check the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices for Streets and Highways 11th edition. And we'll see on page 679 that it's red, yellow, green, left to right. They actually give this lovely diagram that I really wish I had seen before I did all that research. But let me send the emoji. Perfect. Red, yellow, green. Exactly like I wanted. I'll send this in the Discord. Go celebrate. Oh, this is green, yellow, red. Well, maybe Discord was feeling very international because Unicode's international and Japan, for instance, is green, yellow, red. All good. Well, the vendors have flip-flopped. So this used to be Apple design, green, yellow, red. And they changed to the one I showed earlier, red, yellow, green. Maybe they also read the manual on uniform traffic control devices for streets and highways, probably 10th edition when they changed. But then they're an American company, I get it. But Microsoft's also an American company, and they went from red, yellow, green to green, yellow, red, as well as giving the emoji a much-needed glow-up. I don't know, this should not matter, no one cares about this bum-e, but I'm here, I have the microphone, so you all get to hear about it. So in conclusion, this makes me feel, oh, another encoding error. This is how this makes me feel. Thank you.
Nice job, Ava. It wasn't about unicorns, was it? No, now I'm going to have nightmares of the dodecahedron full of eyeballs in that presentation.